I just whipped up, like I spent a little bit of time on it. It's a stylized, another puppet. It's more video game-esque, less anime, less realistic, anything like that. But it's a gift puppet that should hopefully be a good blank slate for people to use or to jump off from. Hitting 100, almost 140 subs on YouTube and a butt ton of followers on Dreams. I thought I'd do one. So let's jump in here and have a look at a quick description there, what it is. It's a twofer, if you want to call it that. There's a little piece there. It's a recreation of my drape thing, which is what I've used for the loincloth. Breasts are physical, so if I jump into the puppet, it's got a jog, a run, it's got the hands, but as you can see, the loincloth, it's not actual drape, it's more of a springiness. But if you want to go in and tweak it, you can. It's got painted on underwear. It's got zero detailings whatsoever. It's the shape. It's kind of based on the Tribe character I released made a while back that's playable. It's a recreation of that, but I've left it blue because that's what the base puppets are usually blue. The head has zero sculpt to it. Sculpt it yourself. Now obviously, again, with all my other creations, if you want a version of it, throw me a message and Dreams and say, look, any chance I can get this with that. Now it says if you want to use it as a male, hide the breasts, so just come in, click, click, go to there, hide, boom. It's still got a slight bump, but it's more of a male. And obviously you can resculpt all that. It's all whatever you want to do with it, you do with it. There's no like you can only use it for this. I've released it, you can use it. It should, like I've done a little bit of testing, it's got very minimal poke through. It's got the left shoulder is the jog and the right shoulder is the run. It doesn't have a sneak. It's got your standard jump. It's just a basic puppet. I thought I'd release it. I'm not quite at 150 subscribers, but I'm one off 140. So it's like 140 subscribers is more than I ever thought my channel would get. If I ever hit 1,000, I'm gonna do something way special. But like the followers on Dreams, if I come into here, back out. Oh, leveled up. As you can see, I'm following, but I've got followers of 276. So it's a good chunk of followers on here. 149 subscribers and going up on YouTube. It's like, can't complain with those numbers. Like if I had millions of subscribers, it'd be like, holy shit. But considering I only put these videos up for me to vent, or for me to put up something I think is interesting, and if anyone thinks it's interesting that they give it a thumbs up or give it a watch, then that is great. And if people think my videos are good enough to warrant them subscribing, even though subscribing doesn't exactly take a lot of effort, like the fact that they've done it, it's like, thank you. 149 people have done it, so that's great. Again, I don't expect people to do it, but when they do it, it's really nice. And when I looked at my numbers, it's like, ooh, I'm nearly at 150, what did I say, 139, I think I got 139 subscribers. So, if I get 11 more, that's 150, and it's like, yay. I can remember having like the 10 subscribers going, no one's going to watch my videos. My videos get a maximum views of like maybe 5 views. I've got a handful up to that's got over 1,000 views on my channel, so it's like, that is way cool. And I just thought to myself, like, imagine if every single one of those people that watched that video, over 1,000, one of them's got nearly 2,000. If every one of them subscribed, I bet 2,000 subscribers, it'd be like fucking nutty. So yeah, so that's why I made it. It's like a thank you thing. It's nothing special. It's if you want to make yourself a character and you're not a sculptor type and all that, it's a really, like, if I come in and go to remix, it's a really hopefully easily editable sculpt. I've used as minimal amount of shapes as possible. So if you want to make, like, for example, the legs to be skinnier or fatter, you can literally, like, grab these things here. I'll show you. If you want to make the puppet a thicker puppet, so a chunkier puppet, just do that. Grab this one, go back. Oop, take it back a good chunk. Some of the upper legs, you can grab the upper thigh. You can grab that bit, you can move that in a little bit. Move that out a little bit. You can go from the sides, you can move this forward. Move that back a little bit. You can even do that a little bit. Let's move it out a little bit. I'm not going to move it forward or back on that part. That's a little bit too much. To there. Then we can go to the midsection. We want to make a chubbier one. Give it a belly. You can actually grab the that one, bring it out a little bit, and then grab that one, bring it out there. So, and like, how long did I spend doing that? Look how much chunkier those legs look. So that's what my aim was. So if you want to tweak the base sculpt, you shouldn't have to be that good at sculpting. Excuse me. And you should be get half decent results. Now the midsection, as you can see how narrow it is, so if you wish to add the sculpts, for example, if you want to make it more of a shapely character, and you are confident in your sculpting, you can actually come in and you can go, okay, I want to sculpt it myself. You can either copy or use your own, grab that, and you can actually sculpt whatever shape you want that to be. I can go to say there, go to say like this. You know, don't want that. So just say you wanted to do that. That is what I would move 2 sculpts. I'll copy 2 sculpts, and it's already changed the midsection shape. So that's what my plan was for this puppet. It's so that if you're a follower and you're not confident in your sculpting, or you're watching my YouTube videos, you want to give it a go, but I'm not real good at it, or how can I practice and see what's the best methods and stuff like that. Hopefully this puppet is set up just right for that. And now looking at it, you're going to go, well, it's just a puppet. Well, yeah, all of them are just puppets. But some of the puppets I've sculpted with, like, musculars and body masses and skeletons and stuff like that in mind. Whereas this one is more overall shapes. The loincloth thingy there, the one up the top, is so if you wish to use it for something else, hair, make a skirt, whatever, you can literally grab it. Now this one here is set up without the parameters set up at all. Actually, let's move this to here, line it up, and then we'll grab this, and we'll give it a 45. And let's just say we put it on, I don't know, oh, hang on, what about if I rotate 180 and put it on the back? Kind of like a cape. Now, obviously it's way smaller than a cape, so you come in here, you'd scale it up. Nah, it's kind of cape sized. Scale it there. And if you wish to adjust how flexible it is, or how springy it is, and just turn on these, go into here, and just grab all these all the ball joints here. You gotta remember to click on every single one, so they've all got the little dotted line around them. I was gonna set it up with the whole, each one gets done automatically with each other. Do that, and then now we've got how much they can move, the angles, how springy they are, how tight they are. When that's unticked, it can actually rotate around, like this way. With that turned on, it cannot rotate this way. It only rotates this way, if that makes any sense. Now this here is obeying that. So if you want to move so I can go a full rotation, just turn that off. So at this point here, they can move up to 50 degrees in any direction except for around that line, and they don't spring at all, and they don't have any tightness. So if you set it up like that on the back of the puppet, you've got a cape set up. It's in no way set up for optimization or that. So as you can see, like it's doing that. If you want to fix all that, that's where you can go in and you can go, okay, how do you do that? Hence the reason I've done it this way. Now, obviously, you could just turn around and say, right, that one, and that one, turn them on, and that will fix the problem. But I have not turned them on so that you can do that. On this, the one that's already attached to it, I have done that, so you don't have to worry about that. So now it won't do like it was done before. Again, you can have them collide if you want. You can have them spring. You turn the springiness on. You can whatever you want. It's there. I've tried to set it up as basic as possible. Same with the breasts. If you want the breasts to be jigglier or less jigglier, you can do that. You can change all the settings here. As you can see, if you turn them off, I have set it up so hopefully with them still with no springiness, it will still obey where it should be. But again, it's all so you can play with it. So as you can see, they are staying there. It just doesn't look the best. But they're there and they move, and that's no springiness. Now obviously you could turn around and say, okay, if you're doing that, just turn this down to say we'll go 20. Now that's they're going to move it less. As you can see, they move less. Or you could turn around and say, okay, I want them to be able to move all the way they want, but I want a mass amount of springiness. So we'll say we'll go 88. Like this. So now they can move a heap of angles, but as you can see, you can hardly see them move because I've got a heap of springiness to it. And then I want to play with that, so let's turn it down. We'll go 78. So we're taking it down by 10%. Like this. And now when you move, you'll see how much difference it makes. So hopefully that's all I need to explain about what this is. It's all set up. The alignments are pretty good. This is set up with springiness. If you want to add the collisions, you can. But if you're going to make this into like I like to make it, it's going to take a few tweaks. But it's done so you can learn to do the tweaks yourself. If you want a version that's got the tweaks done, by all means throw me a message. I am going to be making a version of this where this is going to be dynamic. I have an idea using detectors. If it gets within a certain range, then make it collidable, and then when it's out in the middle of nowhere, it doesn't have the colliders turned on, and hopefully it will reduce the lag. So I'm going to try that soon. But editable one up here with no settings up. Even the alignments aren't 100%. Tweak the alignments, see how you like it. That's why when you do that, how you can see it curves forward. That is because all these are on the outside. If you make them in the center of that space there, it'll go straight down. Same with if you move them left and right from here, it determines the way they're swing. The eyes have my standard eyes in it. The hands are my standard hands, but they're set up for the puppet. Now the hands and all that, the controls are in here. This chip here. There's your different speeds. Pace. It isn't wired up. If you wish to wire it up, you can wire it up yourself. It is a faster walk. The slider is how far in or out the camera is. When it's all the way to the left, it's in as close as you can get it. When it's all the way out, you'll see the camera's out. So depending on what you feel for the camera is, choose your settings. So we'll go halfway. Let's just say about halfway. The puppet itself shouldn't be that hard to rework into whatever you use it for. It's the basic puppet, basic sculpts, anything like that. But if you have any issues, again, don't hesitate. Throw me a message. Say, look, I've done this with your puppet and it's broken it or something like that. Or how do I do this? If I know what you're talking about and I know how to do it, I will reply. If I don't, I might tag someone that does, or I think they might. Because there is a butt ton of can I exit please? Thank you. There's a butt ton of creators on here. They're actually got quite good puppets, so they must know something. They're doing something right. So if I come into here and go to that one, to playable, no, you where is it? Collections there. This one here. Any of these creators, no doubt, know something about rigging, chipsets, that sort of stuff, because they've all done relatively good stuff with their puppets. I have a couple of new puppets out down here. So like this one here, which I've done the other day. It's available. Again, this is, I believe this one's actually only playable. But if you want a version of it, let me know. Yeah, see, that one's only playable. These ones here are mixable. That's mixable. All these, they're all there. So people like this guy here, this guy here, this guy here, this one, they've all done, as you can see, done half these sculpting, so they know something about sculpting. They're not, what do you call it? This one here's got a whole lot of controls in it, so he knows something about chips. If you want to use some of their stuff and you get stuck on their creations, again, on Dreams, message them. Say, dude, how'd you do this? I'm pretty sure, unless they're in an absolute toss, they will reply in some way and say, I done it this way, or it's complicated, or I fluked it, or whatever, and they'll usually get in touch. This creation, everything on this side will be remixable. If it's not a remixable creation, it's not on the list. Because as you can see, it's going to be remixable, it's going to be an original, and it's going to have, so original means like something different about it. And these ones here all have the correct hip alignment. This one here, or gets 1 and 2 done, but 3, it's like no. Because if you look at the hip alignment, he's got the butt cheeks on the legs, and that's not where your butt cheeks are. But it's still a good puppet. As you can see, his sculpting is not bad. He's got all the stuff in the right spot and everything like that. So, same with this one here. He's updated it since I've done the things. I have to do an update thing. But the creators have put it up for remixable, so remix it if you want. So that puppet, here. Where are we? All public. So I've got that one. It's up. It's a gift. It's thanks for following me or subscribing. Then I've got these ones. These two here. These are LED panels, which I've done the other day. They have limitations. Okay, I'll show you if I come in. This one here uses zones. So if you walk in front of it, you'll see that. But as you see, the resolution is poo, like crap. If you duplicate it, actually I'll do a remix so you can see it. There's the panel. If I copy the panel, and we'll do alignment so you can see, if I move the panel sideways, you just duplicate it, oh, we'll go that many times. Due to a limitation of how many zones and stuff like that, it doesn't register all these. There's obviously a limit of how many zones or lasers that can be activated at once. So unless there's something I'm missing, or a way you can make it so, I don't know. Oop, as I whacked the cord. Then, yeah. The other one uses lasers, same thing. It's got a limitation of resolution. So as you can see, it's got a big ass panel there, but as you can see, like the head isn't registering. As you go to the side, it's registering. So there's the limitation you can see. This one uses lasers, so I can then have a depth map, if you want to call it that. So anything that's closer will be brighter, so whiter. Anything that's further away will be darker, it will be more yellow. But I released them to public, so if you want to use them for your own creations, tweak them, whatever, go for it. That one's up. The one with the working gun, I haven't made the gun as a usable version yet, but I'm thinking about it. This one here's it's a test, if you want to call it that. Every time you load in, those buildings are random. So you could get like those two are facing each other, but this one's got the door facing out, that one's got the door facing sideways. If you rewind and start again, they're different. So the plan was to make like a house, 4 versions of a house, and then you can make a city block. Actually, if I've got one that isn't released. It's in. Has it saved online? No. It's not there. Okay. I have one that's random town buildings and stuff like that. I do also do like this one here, my main puppet. Not that one, public. Where is she? That one. Again, if you want a version of that, let me know. I do have puppets that are not released, that are like really good puppets, but they're not released because they're anatomically correct. And that is where a lot of my stuff is, why a lot of it isn't released. I had done a video talking about why and also stuff, but basically it's censorship is bad. These companies want to censor shit. I don't want anything censored, so I don't censor anything, and they don't like it. So, butting heads, me being intelligent, artistic, realistic, them being morons, money grabbers, then we clash. So yeah. But if my creation is up, it's remixable, go ahead, remix it. Things like this, I will normally give them credit. This, I made the top and the pants. Actually, I go in. The shorts and the top, I made them. The rest is all him. I spoke about it before, I smoothed off the joints a little bit. But other than that, it's all his creation. I also have a version of this that has armor. That one. Again, it's just those pieces add to the puppet's damage intake. So at the moment, you take 100% of the damage. But if you wear 1, it'll reduce it. And if you wear 2, it'll reduce it even more. So as you can see, armor rating 1.0. Again, that puppet, it's not my puppet. It's somebody else's puppet. I've tweaked it and added to it. And in these cases, I will almost always give them credit. So if you make a puppet out of somebody else's creation, it's courtesy to give them credit. So thanks so-and-so for the puppet or whatever. So if you use this one, you'd go thanks live for the puppet or whatever. I think that's it. If you're on Dreams and you want a puppet, there's a basic puppet. Think of it as like a practicing puppet, but it's got potential. Again, sculpts are hopefully easy enough to readjust to make your fat puppet, skinny puppet, muscular puppets. So it should be adjustable relatively easy. Male and female, just hide the breasts and just tweak the chest. The loincloth here, it's on a spring system. That one there is default. Tweak is your heart's content. See if you can figure out any better ways of doing it. If you figure out a really good way to do it that is not laggy, by all means, message me, dude, I think I figured it out. I'll have a look. So I'm out here. Stay safe, and I'll catch you all next time. Says. Yep, wrong button.